Everybody dies. Some just need a little help.
Let's go, boys. Welcome to Challenger in 5. Today I'm playing Lucian. Lucian is a highly mobile AD mid that can round off your champion pool to counter immobile and skill shot dependent mid laners. What makes Lucian mid so attractive right now is the ability to exploit certain mid lane matchups while also exposing mechanically bad players who buckle under pressure. There is, however, a huge discrepancy between good and bad Lucian players, and what it all comes down to is his mechanics and the timing of his combos, which I'll go over later in the video. Make note, boys, before you lose all your elo, you cannot pick Lucian mid every game. You need to pick it into certain matchups and scenarios, such as playing it into a Kassadin or Orianna mid. Now, jumping into the specifics of Lucian mid, these are the best rune pages I've found. This is the page for versing AP. If you're versing an AD matchup, just swap out the scaling health yellows for armor yellows. Moving on to masteries, this is the page you want. It's what all the best Lucian players are running. Just copy it down, you're gonna have no problems. Coming into summoner spells, guys, Flash Exhaust is going to be a go-to. I definitely recommend switching out that exhaust for cleanse into heavy CC matchups like Ashe, Elise, Cassiopeia. Switching it out for heal into burst matchups such as Syndra, or even going ignite if you want to go balls deep into a matchup such as Kassadin. For your skill order, it's pretty basic. Start off with the Q, then E, then W, followed by Q max, E max, and finally a W max. Looking at Lucian's itemization, you have two options for starting items: Longsword Refillable or Dawn Shield 2 potions. Personally, I'd rather the Longsword and Refillable. It's super efficient and leads into your Cutlass Rush. However, sometimes you need that extra health into long range mage matchups, such as an Orianna or Cassiopeia early who want to try and poke you out. Now, early itemization is going to be towards a Cutlass, and that's to give you sustain in lane, give you a little bit more oomph in your trading with the active. Next up, you need to decide whether you need a Hex Drinker against heavy AP like Syndra, such as LeBlanc, or if you just want to complete the blade for the early damage. I believe this build above is currently the strongest for Lucian. However, honestly, after your 3 core items of going Blade, Black Cleaver into a PD, you can pretty much itemize however you want to match the situation. Alright, now that all the basics are out of the way, let's get into Lucian's mechanics and how to combo properly. Firstly, the fundamentals of Lucian work around his passive, which gives you an extra auto attack with every ability used. His level 1 bread and butter combo is simply an auto, Q, and you Q while the auto is flowing, and then into a double auto. This is a really good level 1 trade, and it's pretty hard to deal with. Now, a little tip in lane is if you can't actually target your Q on your enemy, you can just Q the minions and it's going to get some long range poke off. An extra little tip that you can do is using the animation cancel of your Q. The way you do this is you auto attack a minion when you're about to last hit it. When the auto attack is mid-air, you Q that minion, you cancel the animation, and it can lead to some sick smooth poke. Now for your level 2 and above combos, you need to factor in his dash, his E ability, and it has 2 ways it works: a short range dash and a long range dash. If you're looking to simply dodge skill shots or kite around a team fight, your long range dash is best, but if you're trying to maximize that DPS, short range dash is the best to use. So up next, I'm going to show you the 2 best all-in combos for Lucian. They both factor in a mechanic where it exploits the ability to dash while mid-auto for your E to reset quicker. The first starts off with an auto attack, then you want to use your W, then you want to get the double auto off while you're dashing, okay? So while you're mid-air, followed by the double auto, a Q, double auto, short range E, double auto. So there's another variation which is more reliable and probably more relatable into a game, and it's just using your W from a long range. You want to walk in, get that double auto, and then you want to dash mid-air while the auto's in the air, Q, double auto, short range dash, double auto, get out. So lastly, I want to talk about his W, which pretty much means when an opponent is marked and you auto attack, you get movement speed. The first W mechanic I want to talk about is using his dash to cancel the W animation. You just WE instantly and it's going to cancel the animation. Next up is you can actually W flash, very similar to an RE flash. Make note, you can't really use this in many scenarios, but it does sometimes come in handy. Next up is that you can use your W to scout brushes. This is really good when you're doing objectives and you need to know where the enemy team is. Now, the last W mechanic I want to talk about is using your W, then ultimate straight away afterwards. This definitely helps out in team fights. You just W ultimate, and the reason for it is when you ultimate, every single bullet that hits is giving you that 65 movement speed, helping you to kite or even chase down the enemy team. Now when it comes to your win condition on Lucian and how to play the mid to late game, you have 2 options. Either go to a side lane and split push, looking for the 1v2 or 1v3 outplay, or group up with your team. So when you do group up with your team, you need to remember you're a squishy AD caster, so you need to sit behind an allied tank or CC, focusing the nearest target, then waiting for the opportune moment to burst in, looking for the backline to blow up the enemy carry. That's Challenger in 5, boys, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.